Hello, I'm host Eric, host Talking with Famous People. JC, tell me about your day.
Today, I didn't do much. I did a lot of cleaning.
Tell me, what did you clean today? I did a little cleaning myself.
Well, I'm moving out of my house and I'm cleaning up like the cleaning the house before the new owners can come and take possession. So, we didn't do all of the cleaning today. We just did like half of it. And we did like the carpets, the floors, we did the windows. Um, that's pretty much it really. Like we swept, mopped, vacuumed, and cleaned the baseboards and the windows.
What's left?
The bathrooms and the kitchen.
Hmm.
We still need those, so those are last.
I did some laundry today, and I threw out some trash today. I'm moving more slowly than you, I think, but I'm engaged in a house cleaning as well, and
I do some dishes today too. I do some dishes every day.
you're doing what?
I said I do some dishes every day.
Ah, well, I'm actually done with all the dishes now. I'm down to laundry. I've got endless amounts of laundry though. I mean, it's like it never ends how much laundry I currently have. Although I'm hanging everything up, and today I had this weird experience, right? For the first time in years, in probably 10 years, I took a shower, I got out of the shower, I went into my room where all my clothes were hanging and got dressed in my room. I've been going out to the
Wait,
garage. I've been going out to go to the garage to get dressed ever since Candace took over all my closets inside the house.
oh my goodness!
And I never moved back into the house after she moved out, you know? I just stayed moved in the garage.
Wow!
I basically stayed living in the garage and then Delilah had the house. I don't know why.
Wow! I don't know why either. That's crazy. All your stuff was in the garage.
Yeah, I had to walk out. I'd put a towel on, walk outside of the garage, get dressed out in the garage every day. Every time I took a shower, I'd do that.
That's crazy.
It
Well, move your
was
stuff back into the house.
I'm doing it, and it's so cool having clothes hanging up in a closet. I feel like a real person, you know. It's nice.
I
It's
can understand
nice.
that sentiment. Well, I'm living out of a suitcase right now, so
I'm sorry to hear that. You'll be in a new place soon enough, right? You've got a grand mansion in Atlanta waiting for you.
something like that.
Mm,
Yeah, next week. Next week.
I see. Okay, so how are you feeling in terms of your SI? Now, I know it's not a conscious function for you, but moving tends to be very disruptive on a person's sort of spiritual stability, so to speak, you know? How's that impacting you?
Right. Currently, I am very excited about moving. My life was very stagnant as it was, and now I get to do something different, which I really, really, really need right now. Um, so
Would you
I
use the
don't
word
know
humdrum?
what
Would you
word.
use the word humdrum?
What does that word even mean?
It means just same old, and need a change, kind of, you know. It's
Yeah.
a ho hum. It's like ho hum, humdrum.
Uh, I don't know if my life was a humdrum as much as it was. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I guess. It was just nothing was happening.
Hmm.
Nothing was happening. Like even the basic things of like everyday life, like a 9 to 5, that wasn't even happening. Nothing was happening. So it was kind of like crap. I need to do something.
JC, you were going on talking with famous people. That's
You're right. I
something.
came on here. I came on here. It's a little bit of a relief to come on here and talk to a person.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you get to do a little bit more talking instead of me just blathering on all the time here. So,
Yeah,
okay,
but
you're moving from a town that has very little action to a town that's like a big city, right? You're moving from a small town to a big town?
yes.
Okay. So do you plan to take advantage of like museums and amusement parks and shit, or what do you envision the city offering you?
Um, events.
Events. Okay. You want to go to
Yes, I
like
will be looking
concerts?
for. I will be look what?
Like concerts?
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully look for stuff going on. You know, because cities always have things going on. So, hopefully there'll be things happening, and I can go to those things. That is the plan right now.
And then you're going to experience those things.
Yes.
And then what?
Well, I have to find a job in the city, doing something, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll go to grad school in said city.
Grad school.
Yeah.
Always a good way to avoid life for a little longer.
Mm, yeah, sure. That's one way to describe grad school. Just a way to avoid the inevitable. No, I wanna go into some type of counseling, and I have to have a master's degree to do any of that. So,
Right. I mean, you do. The nice thing about doing extra schooling is that when you are done with it, you do have better capacity to get employment, usually.
mhm.
I guess that's why most people do it. Hello, Max. We're talking with JC about our impending move. I know that it would be quite traumatic in some sense for me to move, although I probably am going to move within the next year or two, I would imagine. Uh, how long have you been in your current location for?
Not long. Like I mean, I did 4 years of college, and then when I got out of college, I did living here, and then I moved back up north, and then I moved back down here. I'm in Atlanta. I mean, I'm outside of Atlanta now. So I've been kind of like going back and forth, but I've been like here for a little over a year.
I see. And how will you know when your life is where you'd like it to be?
I don't know. I know that it's not where I'd like it to be now, and
When you
I
stop
don't know
knowing
how.
that?
Yeah, when I stop knowing that, when that feeling goes away, that's when I'll know. But if that feeling never goes away, then at least I'll always be striving for something, right?
That's true. As long as you're moving forward or in a direction, I guess, is
Yes.
that's desired, not the undesired direction, then that's a good thing.
Right.
Would anybody else like to chime in on JC's impending move to Atlanta? Now,
Yeah.
that in case you made it, I don't think she's referring to Atlantis, the underwater sea, but rather the city in the state of Georgia, is my guess.
Oh no, Eric, I meant Atlantis.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking Atlanta the whole time. Of course, Atlantis is a much more exciting place to move to. I would be
Of course
excited too if I were moving to Atlantis.
it's underwater sea and the hidden city,
I know.
all that good stuff.
The mermaid parties down there are supposedly spectacular. So
Exactly.
I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Any other comments from
Change
anybody
is
on this? Change can be
that's
good.
mm, yeah, change can be bad, it can be good. I mean, it's funny because I've actually been told that like my sister thinks I'm afraid to change. And I'm just like, I don't think it's that. I think it's because specifically when I graduated from high school and was choosing colleges, I wanted to stay close to home. And there was a lot of factors that went into that. And her response was that she thought I was afraid to change. And I mean, I don't think it was that I was afraid to change. It was just easier, to stay where I was at. I think it was more like that than it was being afraid of somewhere else.
Well, I tend to frame change in this moment anyway as something that presents sets of opportunities to reset perspectives a little bit. Like uh, there's a value there's a value in being mindful and in the moment that I tend to have forsaken my whole life. That I find myself seeking more as I get deeper into my 40s, and especially with this recent event. And I think that it's a balance that one has to achieve between not being too stuck in what's going on around you so that you can have sort of a metaphysically active and impactful life, while at the same time not forsaking those things around you completely, not taking them for granted, you know? There's this expression that we all are familiar with that everybody uses of taking something for granted. I think that that's what SI doesn't do. SI makes sure you don't take shit for granted. And I think it's worth attending to a certain amount. Now in JC's instance, moving sounds very non-metaphysically impactful in the sense that she hasn't been there very long. She doesn't have a whole set of memories and history and everything tied in with the place. So in that regard, it probably isn't going to be a huge sort of emotional thing to deal with to move, and it sounds like it's going to be all positive because you're bored to death where you are. But as an SC Dom, you are fucking bored shitless wherever it is you are. So
That said, I mean, it's a little bit emotional just because, like, of other reasons that I don't. I mean, it's a little bit emotional. There is, like, the fact that I'm leaving a house and going into something, like, much smaller and something that I don't own, you know, stuff like that.
right, I got you. Okay, well, I think that's going to bring this exciting episode of JC's Day. JC's 921, we're going to call this episode. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.